Hi, this is Sylvia, and last week I talked about perfectionism and why I no longer try to be perfect. And I talked about how perfectionism is really a defense mechanism and an armor that we put on ourselves, hi, so that we can shield ourselves from what we think other people are going to think about us in terms of defects. So it's about other people, and it doesn't serve us. And during that video, someone commented on vulnerability and shared just how hard it is to feel vulnerable. And so that's what I want to talk to you. Hi, Denise. What I want to talk to you about today. I want to talk to you about what to do when you're feeling vulnerable. And just to let you know, I woke up this morning and I felt vulnerable as soon as I woke up. I I had lots of like thoughts in my head that were doubts, and I just felt exposed in my chest and uncomfortable. And the reason why is because I did something yesterday that was outside of my comfort zone, and it was a presentation. And even though I felt really good about how I did, like I feel like I did a good job. I feel like I spoke my truth. I feel like I shared things that got other people to think about things differently. I still woke up this morning feeling uncomfortable and vulnerable and exposed. And I can rationalize all I want to in my head, but it doesn't help the feeling in my heart of like unease. And so that's another reason why I'm doing this on vulnerability. So what is vulnerability? So vulnerability is exposing yourself. It's about taking a risk, and it involves uncertainty. And vulnerability is also where creativity, courage, belonging, and love reside. So we have to be vulnerable when we want to create, when we want to show up uniquely as ourselves, when we want to love, because there's always a risk that by exposing ourselves that someone will reject us or criticize us or not like what we do. And really what we're doing is showing up exactly as we are, like without the barriers, without the armor that protects us. So there are three things that I do when I feel vulnerable, and I wanted to share them with you, and three that you can think about too. So the first thing is just to normalize the feeling of vulnerability, just to recognize that when you're feeling vulnerable, when you've risked something, when you've exposed yourself, you're just going to feel uncomfortable, and that this is normal to this feeling. There's nothing wrong with this feeling. This feeling doesn't feel all that good, I find, but it is a normal part of feeling vulnerable. And along with that, like once you recognize that you're feeling vulnerable, you can honor that. Like you can honor the fact that you feel vulnerable because you put yourself out there in some way and showed up and you were seen, and honor that that was something that you risked doing. It's really brave. So the second thing I want to share that you can do is to ask yourself a few questions. So, did you speak your truth? Did you show up fully as you are, or more than before? Were you stepping out of your comfort zone? Were you doing something that felt like new to you and that is uncertain? So, for instance, in business, that could mean doing like launching something new, a new product, a new service. That could be like doing a presentation. That could be like creating a program. Those things are all really vulnerable. Like you don't know how it's going to go. You don't know whether or not it's going to be a success or a failure, and what people will think about it and whether they'll sign up. So recognize that and know, if you're speaking your truth, if you're doing things that are aligned with who you are, give yourself credit for that and recognize that being vulnerable is just an inevitable part of doing that. And I want to say that, oh, thanks, Denise. I really appreciate that. I want to say to you this, that like for me personally, I've written down like what I value, and what I most highly value in my life is growth, courage, authenticity, and something else that I can't remember, creativity. And so those things just all involve vulnerability and being vulnerable. So really, if I'm living my life according to my values, then I have no other choice than to be vulnerable and to show up. And so that's the thing. It's uncomfortable, but if I'm doing that and feeling uncomfortable and speaking my truth, then I am in the right direction of my life. And anytime that you are reaching towards your full potential, you are showing up and growing and taking risks. And so like you might get comfortable in one area of your life and no longer feel as vulnerable because you're used to it. But then you take that next step and you feel uncomfortable again. And then you get used to it. And then you take that next step and you feel uncomfortable again. Or something changes too. Like maybe the love of your life no longer loves you. Or like there's been some kind of betrayal and that leads to lack of trust. And then it's vulnerable to have to like work to regain that trust and to see if you want to trust again. Like all those things like are about living your life to the full potential that you have. And that all leads to feeling vulnerable and uncomfortable. And so the three things, normalizing your feelings, asking yourself, did you speak your truth? And then the third thing, I don't know exactly where I am in terms of numbers, but the next thing, the last thing I would say is to have people with whom you can connect, who can support you, who are also in the arena that you are in. So people who are doing the same things and putting themselves out there in ways that are vulnerable and that require courage, because those are the people that can support you and empathize with you as well. And that could be a tribe, that could be a group of friends, that could be a network, that could be, I don't know, it could be whatever it is. It could also be connecting to your source, connecting to the universe, connecting to God. If you have a spiritual practice, and if that's what you find, what you believe in. So that's really important. Having that tribe is really important. And if other people are doing what you're doing, they'll understand you and they won't judge you for it. So I want to also say this. There is a cost to not being creative, to not loving, to not growing. And so you can decide that you want to stay safe, that you are okay where you are, that you don't want to like fall in love or like have kids because you don't want to have to worry about them. But the issue is that it doesn't go away. Like we all have those feelings to be creative, to be seen, to be really seen for who we are, to love. And when we don't move towards those things, it can stay with us and hurt us. So it is a choice to be vulnerable, but when you choose not to, I'm not saying you have to do it all the time either, but when you choose to not do it, you feel it. Like it's an energy that you feel stuck in yourself. You feel somehow disconnected. At least I know that that's how I feel when I am in that place, and I also know that my clients feel that way too. So pay attention to that and recognize that there's a cost. So my question to you is, what have I missed? Are there ways that you handle feeling vulnerable that I didn't cover? And what are those? And if you have them, feel free to enter them in the comments below. I'd love to know what those are. And, or if you rather, you can also just send me a message too. But I'm interested in that because I work with people, with my clients all the time on vulnerability and putting themselves out there. So I am Sylvia DeMott. You can find me at sylviademott.com. And if you like this video, then I want to encourage you to go to my website and sign up for my email list, to be on my email list, because I share these kinds of videos and blogs, but I also share information that I don't share in these videos. So you'll get more of that. And yeah, you'll get some goodness in your box. So that's it. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Denise, for watching. And I hope that you have a great day today. a really great day. Bye.